Hi, I'm Peggy. This is Willie, Walid. He's a professional chef. I'm a happy eater. And he's going to show us some things that he fixes for dinner in the evenings.
Well, hi everybody. A lot of you probably know who I am. But having these tough times, people at home, and they get tired of taking takeout foods and frustrated with the meals and all that stuff. So we decided to share with you some of the items we're going to be, or whatever we're going to prepare for dinner, or other, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to make it as simple as possible and show you how to get organized to make life easier, make it more fun, and something the whole family could partake in preparing a dinner meal. And hopefully you will enjoy it. And when we're all done, if you have any questions about anything that concerns food, preparations, you can always email Peggy, and she will relate it to me. So anything has to do with food, direct it to me. Anything has to do with real estate, direct it to her.
Or communication.
So in the meantime, kick back, and I'm going to show you how to go and prepare and prep food and from A to Z and make it really simple. I promise it will be simple. Okay? So hang in there, and we will start in just a minute.
I'm going to issue a disclaimer right now. I apologize if there's bad videography. I'm new at this. Hopefully I'll get better as we go along. Thanks. Tonight we're going to make sole almondine. So first of all, we're starting with some sliced almonds. They were just purchased at the store, all sliced, so nothing tricky there.
What we're trying to do is basically toast them so we get the nutty flavor from it. Otherwise, it would be too raw, has no flavor at all. So you want to get the flavor and you want to get the nutty flavor out, you have to toast them. And what I'm saying by that is you sort of try to extract the oil. Almost everything has oil in it. And that's what you need. When you extract the oil, bring it up to the surface, it gives it that nutty, rich flavor. So that's what we're starting with right now. Now the thing about it, you have to remember, you gotta keep stirring it because that stuff burns real quick. So you gotta keep shaking it. You can't just put it on and walk away from it. Once it's burnt, you have to start all over again. You gotta throw it away and do it all over, because if you don't, it will ruin whatever you're making. It gives it that really horrible burnt flavor. So don't take any shortcut. It's burnt, throw it away. But stay with it. It doesn't take long, about 5-10 minutes, and you'll have that nice amber color. You can see it's already starting to. You gotta keep stirring it. You have to have a little patience.
Is it any different if you have a electric oven or range versus gas?
Well, an electric, no, but you have also to keep an eye on it. It doesn't matter, you still have to keep an eye on it and you have to keep stirring it. The whole secret is you just gotta stay on it. You can't just walk away from it. That's what you have to do. You can smell it already. I can still smell that. There's just a fantastic smell. Now you have to remember something else also afterwards. When this is already done, I'm going to show you. You have to spread it on a piece of paper or a plate to cool it off and spread it, because if you don't, it carries the heat, and this heat, it will keep cooking and eventually it gets burnt. So you can tell right now, if you bring that over, you can see how that's starting to change. See the color of it? See the amber color? See that? See the difference right there?
Yep.
And if you don't want to do this, if you don't want to take the time to do it, you can also purchase that's already toasted. A little bit more expensive, but you will have that not to worry about. See, now it's done. So I'm gonna do that right now. And spread it. And let it cool off and stop the process of cooking. Okay? There you go. That's right. Okay, so one thing you have to have is a sharp knife. Not necessarily a big one or a small one. It's the sharp one. That's what really matters. If your knife is not sharp, you get a little frustrating when you're starting to dice and chop and all that stuff, okay? So now, I've got a clove of garlic, so I'm gonna show you how to make it really nice, easy, and small. So you make a little slit. Don't cut it all the way, because you wanna keep it attached at the end, make life a little easier. You cross it diagonally, vertically, and then do it diagonally, and then you chop it really fine. Okay, so that's a really simple process of having. Now, some of the things I need to talk to you about garlic. A lot of people, they always complain that meal kind of a little bitter. It does not right. We didn't put garlic in it. Well, the thing that we need to remember is when you're cooking with garlic, we need to extract the oil. So the way to do it is to saute real quick, and you will see then I'll show you a little bit later. So when you do it, that garlic turns a little bit more white, and it only takes about 15-20 seconds at the most. And you want to be careful not to burn it. So remember, we need to extract the oil that gives you the flavor. Otherwise, your meal is not going to taste as good, okay? So if you are using garlic in the sauce, you need to saute it a little bit. Now, if you're doing it in the raw form, you have to smash it. And maybe another time, I'll show you how to make a dressing or whatever the case, but you need to smash it really fine to extract the oil. And that's what gives the flavor, bring the flavor out of the garlic. It's the oil, not just the pulp, all right? Now I'm gonna do the same thing with shallots. You get a little shallots, that's what that is. Take a piece of that. You wanna make sure, keep it attached at the end, and do the same thing. Take that out, and we wanna make a little slits all the way. And I like to use shallots probably in almost everything, every sauce I make, unless it's really creamy. Shallots is part of the onion family, like so. It doesn't have that sharp onion flavor or taste, but it sure makes your meal a whole lot sweeter with a nice, really mellow flavor, okay? So that's how it comes. This is how small you want it, okay? Now remember that. Sharp knife, that's what you need, okay? Now, okay. Good, next.
Sometimes when you're cooking, it's nice to have a little wine to sip on. So tonight we're having a little bit of this Tresor from Ferrari Corona. It's a 2013, and I want to say it's drinking mighty fine.
Well, I'm gonna make a little sauteed spinach, and I'm gonna serve it for the Dover sole. And I noticed, I said Dover, the two kinds of sole. We have a petrale sole, and you have the Dover sole. The Dover sole is much more delicate, it's a little thinner. It doesn't have as much body as the petrale sole. So this is like a preference, both of them are good, but the Dover sole is the delicate, very delicate. You have to cook it really, really quick, okay? But now I'm gonna do a sauteed spinach, and I'll show you how to assemble it, and it's really simple. You can use frozen spinach, or you can use fresh spinach. If you're gonna use fresh spinach, you wanna chop it before you saute it, okay? Now I'm gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. Okay,
About how much are you putting
I'm
in
gonna
that
put about a
pan?
tablespoon of olive oil. Okay. I get the oil a little bit hot.
And you're just cooking for two,
I'm
correct?
cooking for 2 people right now. Now, the other thing you want to do is, like I said, you want to organize your whatever things that you're going to be using for cooking. So you make sure when you do all your prep, so if I'm going to start with the spinach, with the garlic, then I'm going to use salt, then I'm going to pepper, then my little lemon, then my little white wine, and the spinach, okay? So this way you don't forget, and you want to stay in that same order wherever the recipe calls for, okay? Now, remember I was talking about the garlic? Here we go. You take the garlic, put it in here. This is just 1 clove of garlic, all right?
So that oil's nice and hot,
It's
right?
nice and hot, so you have to work really quick with that. And if you look closely, you see how that, I can smell it. See how it's turning white? Maybe about 10 seconds here. Can you see that? Okay. Okay, now you take the spinach. Keep stirring it, take it off the heat for a little bit because otherwise you see how it's lightly amber color.
If you were using fresh spinach, would it be any different?
Nope, it'll be the same thing, but you gotta be careful with the garlic. Okay, look at it, start turning. So you have to work the garlic in the spinach so it doesn't burn, okay? Give it a little bit of, couple rounds of salt.
And how much would that be?
About a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, a little bit, a pinch of white pepper.
And how much white pepper is that?
About a pinch. And you notice I said white pepper. I like to use white pepper. It's a little bit more pungent and it doesn't turn your food black. Some food, it doesn't matter, but I prefer to use white pepper. Now, once it's cooking a little hot, you hit it with a little lemon, about a tablespoon worth of lemon juice.
So is this fresh squeezed lemon
This
that
is fresh squeezed lemon juice
you squeezed before
and
we
a dash
started?
of white wine, Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Just a dash of that.
And it
about,
doesn't matter that it's very expensive Chardonnay,
oh no,
does
no,
it?
no, no. You can buy, for cooking purposes, you know, you can get something for $5, $6, $7. And you can keep it in the refrigerator for a long time. Okay?
Assuming you don't drink it first.
Assuming you don't drink it. But I would recommend you drinking it. So that is your spinach, okay? Oh, no, Lord, smell that. Oh. Okay, now it's done, we'll set that aside. The next thing we want to do is ready for the sole. Okay,
Maybe we should see that sole.
so look how delicate that sole is. Look, really thin, really delicate, but it's so darn good.
How much sole did you get for the two of us?
Well, I got about 12 ounces of that, 10 to 12 ounces. It's like about 6 ounces a person. Okay, so when you dust it with flour, you have to remember, this is a very important process. You want to dust it and shake all the excess flour so you don't want clumps of flour sitting on it, okay? And you set it aside.
And that's just regular
Regular flour.
flour, whatever
I
you
don't
have in the
season it.
cupboard.
Some people do. Some things you need to, but others you don't. See that? It's really delicate fish. Look at that. Beautiful. So we call it dusted in flour. Okay. Now, we got that process done. Okay, you ready? Now we got a big pan. We again, I do a lot of cooking with olive oil. I love to cook with olive oil.
How much olive oil are you putting in that large
Well,
pan?
initially, sometimes the salt with the flour, it absorbs it. So initially, I'll start with about 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay. And you want to make sure you coat the pan all the way. So you want to make sure it's well nicely coated. Okay. Now that stuff is going to cook real quick. And in between, while you are waiting for that oil to get hot, you might want to take a little sip of wine.
Good idea.
Okay. Now we start taking those. You see the face and the back. This is the backbone here. There's no bone, but it looks the back. And this is the face of it. So you want to put the face first. Okay. Like so.
Why is that?
Well, it looks better on the plate.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. Now you don't want to crowd them, so it'll be a little bit apart, okay? And this is about a medium heat. And you can see when they start cooking how the edges over here started to turn a little bit on the brown side. You can double check it. You want to have that little amber color. Okay. As I said, this is really delicate fish. It doesn't take long to cook. Oops, you lost a piece. See? Nice and gentle. And you see what I mean by delicate. Okay. And you takes about 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes on each one of those. Take them, set them aside.
Is that safe to put them in the same bowl as the
Yeah.
raw fish is coming in?
Yeah, it'll be fine. Fresh seafood is good. Okay. That's what I'm talking about when I say they're a little delicate. Now you know why. And like I said earlier, it absorbs the flour from the fish, it absorbs the oil. So don't be afraid to put a little bit more oil in there. And do the process all over again. Okay, now add a little bit of olive oil again in the same pan. Okay, gonna make a little sauce to go with that. Little shallots.
How much olive oil did you put in there?
Another tablespoon worth. See, we want to do the same thing with the olives. You gotta stir them, but you don't want to burn them, right?
The shallots?
the shallots. Okay. It's gonna cook real quick. If you don't stir them, you burn them. You don't want to burn them. See, they're starting to turn a little amber color. Hit them with a little bit of white wine.
Then call the fire department.
And lemon juice. About 2 tablespoons of the lemon juice. Okay. So you would just want to cook it just a little bit. A little salt. Now when you're adding salt, and always remember you can always add but you can't take off. Okay.
So the sauce is just waiting, and now you're reheating the spinach.
Reheating the spinach really quick. And that stuff, the spinach mixture, if you want to do it ahead of time, you can do it. You know, and then you can reheat it quick. It doesn't take long. Okay. Take that. Put it on the middle of the plate. Like so. Old-fashioned grease in there. Take the salt. And you layer it on top of that baby. Bring that up a little bit more.
That's the shallots
That's the
with the olive oil, salt and pepper.
right. Now, this is a little secret thing I want to show you. You have to add the butter to it to give it a nice rich flavor. The only thing you want to do is you do not want to cook the butter with this. You put the butter in there, about a tablespoon worth and a half, and you swirl it, take it off. Take it off the burner and keep stirring it, stirring it, stirring it until it's all incorporated nicely. Then you take a little parsley to give it a little bit nice color. Okay.
That's chopped fresh parsley, correct?
Right. Okay. And then add a little of that sauce on top of that. A little on top of that. And remember those almonds that we talked about earlier? Just sprinkle a little of that on top. There you have it.
There is our fresh sole Almondine.
Now, let's see if it's how good that is. See if it's agreeable in Spain. Oh. You're gonna love it. This is as simple as a plate of a dinner you can make once you get the prep stuff done ahead of time. It's so easy to put it together. It's just being organized, simple, not complex of any kind. Welcome to the Saleeby family. Bon appetit.
Need I say more?